I'm Mark Greubel. I'm the head coach for Waco Team USA Kickboxing, and I've trained multiple world champions.
I'm Sergio, Cunha, mixed martial arts coach. I coached 14 UFC world champions and 5 UFC Hall of Famers.
What's up, guys? We're here at the Double Jab podcast, here with my buddy Shayne Adams, one of the most underrated men in the fight business, the Cutman. Shayne's been doing this for many years now. He's also one of the coaches for Team USA Kickboxing. You may have seen him before on Glory Kickboxing, so he's been in the business for a long time, and we're going to kind of pick his brain a little bit today and see what's up with anything new coming up with him, some of the things that he's had to deal with and endure as a Cutman, and we're just kind of get inside his head a little bit.
It's a scary place.
So, Shayne, how long have you been in the martial arts game?
I'm going on over 25 years now.
Okay, cool. And what got you started?
I just always, just as a kid, watch Kung Fu theater, like to fight, do the stuff, beg parents, please put me in karate, they would never do it.
That is so funny.
As I got older, I kind of went on my own and started doing my own training, and then got into some formalized training.
Yeah.
I got my first degree black belt in Taekwondo, branched out into kickboxing, full contact kickboxing, which, was big in the United States back in the early 90s, and then just kind of went from there.
Right on. When I was a kid, I used to watch Kung Fu theater religiously.
Okay, which one was your favorite? Was it the 5 Deadly Venoms?
It's the one where the guy had the metal on the bottom of his shoes. I can't remember what.
Oh, I gotta watch that one.
But he was indestructible, and the only way you could kill this guy was stab him through the bottom of his feet.
So that's why you had the metal.
I don't remember what it was called. What about you, Sergio? How'd you get into martial arts?
It was like accident, let's say this way. A gang tried to beat me up to steal my shoes.
That's one way to get into martial arts.
Yeah.
Were they metal shoes on the bottom?
And, all my shoes, let's put this way.
Shoes.
They beat me up, but they don't took my shoes. But this put me like 3 months in home. I was 13 years old kid,
Wait.
Don't tell nobody that, okay? I pissed my pants. That's how beat up. It was like 30 guys, right? They beat me up. They throw me on top of a car, like 3-4 guys hold my arms, my legs, and each guy come and throw me 1 or 2 punches.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, a guy stop his car and start to shoot, throw me inside his car, and he saved my life.
Holy smokes.
Yeah, then I was, after that 3 months in home, and my mom just said, hey, go buy something for me. Go to grocery store. I said, no, they are waiting for me outside. No, I'm not going. And, we had a conversation. Then I get out home, and I have a friend who was doing martial arts, and he invited me to go to his gym to see what was going on. I was really, like a 100-pound kid, skinny, with, of course, dry pants this time, right? But I started to visit academies, martial arts academies. I visit a capoeira academy, taekwondo, karate, all the types of academies to see, what would fit to me, what would be good. Mm-hmm. Then finally, after a week or 10 days, I come inside an academy, my former academy, Shooter Box, and had a guy, he was like a 200 pounds, but same high as me, but jacket. And he was hitting the bag, doing punches, kicks, knees, and elbows. In this moment, after 30 seconds watching that guy hit the bag, I found out what I need to learn. That's what I was looking for. Then I joined the academy, and, and I'm here.
Nice.
I have important question for Shayne.
Yes.
I know he fought MMA too, as well. Mm-hmm. And all the other fights he had, all the experience he got in martial arts at all. So do you think this help you to understand, I'm sure did, the fighter when he see his blood and he know he has a cut and we have the break between rounds and you gotta go to help him out for he keep fighting. Do you think that experience could be a good reason?
Yeah, absolutely. The more experienced a fighter, I found they're more calm. They listen to their corner. You can see the newer guys or the guys that get into the big promotion first. They're really amped up and they're spastic still a little bit. But as they start getting more experienced, a little more weathered, they're cool. They get in the corner, get their breathing right, listen to their coach. It's calm and they're much easier to work on. Obviously, the other guys are all over the place.
I believe your experience, because you was a fighter too, keep you calm to go
absolutely.
there and make your job. You know what I mean? So many people see blood and like, oh, getting panic. You can't have panic because you have just like what? 30, 40 seconds to do your job, right?
You have 1 minute to get in there. It takes probably about 5 seconds to get into the ring and get in there. Then you got to get behind the coaches, get whatever they're doing, get their fighters settled in. So now we're probably down to maybe 45 seconds. Then you can work your thing and then, they'll hit, and then you got to get out of the ring. So, I mean, it's about 30 seconds that you actually have work time when it's all ready.
This is crazy. I don't see somebody without a very, very high level experience and calm able to do that job.
Yeah, you just got to breathe, just relax, and stuff. I'm confident in my abilities. You'll see all the good Cutman. Nothing else stresses them out. They just get in, do what they got to do. They focus on that thing. I don't have to tell the fighter what to do. I got to work on that cut and I got to make it stop bleeding and make the swelling so he could see go away, And if the corner just needs me, I'll ice the guy's back and do whatever he needs, clean him up, grease him up, no worries. I'm there for them.
That's why I'm the best of the world, right?
Right. For you guys out there, maybe you've never fought before, the cut man in a lot of situations is the guy who allows the fight to continue. So there's probably been, I don't know, thousands and thousands and thousands of fights that would have stopped prematurely had there not been a good cut man in there. So they're an invaluable tool to allow the guys to be able to keep on going. Now, with that being said, what's one of the more pivotal moments that you've had in the role of being a cut man in a fight? Like one that maybe wouldn't have kept going, but you led the guy through the fight with the experience.
I got two. There was my very first Glory, my job with Glory, my first one, Glory 38 in Chicago. Ariel Machado got a cut above his head from a headbutt with Daniel Lunga. And it was my first job with them. So, and this is a big stage. It was a 4-man tournament. I know there was money on the line. There was everything. And I'm like, the cut was coming down. It was bleeding this way. It was bleeding this way. It was going all different ways. And I couldn't tell what it was until I got up in there. When he came in there, had to assess it, kind of get it. But we got it stopped. And, I put a little bit more Vaseline on there. It was probably just because I was on a big show, too. You get semi-nervous. I'm a little more calm now. But got up there, and he had 2 cuts, big split on his head. So, I was looking for one, and there was actually 2. So we got it handled. But he went on to win that tournament.
Nice.
And I thought that was a good thing. So now whenever I see Ariel, and stuff, it's always like, hey, So there's like a little bit of bond there.
Yeah.
You continued on the tournament. It wasn't anything like this.
Right on.
And that wasn't something he needs to think about. That's my job. He just needs to go fight. And that's kind of where we're at. And then Guro Innocente got a cut. He was also at a tournament. He got a big cut underneath the eye. And that was one of my prouder moments. I went in the back and fixed him up between the tournament. The doctor did not allow him, but he had a bad gash underneath of his eyes, actually. It was his left eye, and it was horrible. The doctor let him continue, but I had that thing looking beautiful. Like, you couldn't even tell. And after I greased it and got everything covered, the doctor came in and wiped everything off, and they wouldn't let him continue. But that was actually one of my cool cleanups that nobody ever got to see.
Oh, man.
So when I see them too, and his dad, it's always it's a nice moment, that they recognize you, they recognize the job you did for them.
Man, Guto's an animal. If you've ever seen this guy fight.
This guy's scary. He's scary.
He's the
and
real
super
deal.
athletic, for such a big fighter to be able to throw the stuff that he does. Super athletic.
Yeah. If I ever corner my guys on a big stage, I always want this guy in my corner.
Shucks,
the guy's
thanks.
really, really good cut man. It's really cool to have gone through the years of knowing Shayne and just watching him kind of climb the ladder of the bigger promotions, doing the cut man thing. And, it's a really cool thing that he does, and again, one of the more underrated positions. So, definitely thank you for being one of the guys that takes it seriously. I've gone to his seminars before, and I didn't realize how much was into or it took to be a cut man, and the different techniques used, the knowledge, and I mean just little details. It was really cool and eye opening for me. It made me realize if I had a cut man in my corner, I want someone who's experienced and knows what they're doing. because that can make all the difference.
There's a lot of good cutmen out there. They're working at the high level, and the nice thing is that all the guys that I've met have always been willing to share knowledge. Sid Gee was one of the first guys. He was real cool with me and stuff. He gave me an end swell. But usually, sometimes when you're with a new cutman, you guys trade stories, trade equipment, do stuff. So it's cool. It's a nice little fraternity to be in,
Right
and to be accepted in that group. It's cool.
Very cool. Have you ever had to have like a serious cutman stop a bleeding in one of your fights?
Yes, I did, but my last fight was unfortunately 23 years ago. And we don't have professionals at that level. So normally it was your coach, but
Yeah.
they did what they could. They put Vaseline, they grazed little bit me, and I could keep fighting. That was good. But when we talk about a cutman, people just think about, just have this view, the guy stopping your blood. We have something even bigger than that, and I know you can talk about that. The cutman, most of shows is his responsibility to wrap hands for the fighters be able to fight. So this is something people don't talk much often, right?
Yeah, it's behind the scenes. We usually are responsible for wrapping hands, and and then the cutman duties are kind of going up. But yeah, wrapping hands is it's everybody kind of does it a little bit different. It's nice to get requested to do it, and so.
Yeah.
And you've actually had a really awesome request.
I did. Alex Pereira, two-time champ from Glory, requested me to wrap his hands when we were in Amsterdam. In Amsterdam, if anybody knows, they just had the Badr Hari versus Rico Verhoeven fight. So I got to go to Amsterdam and do that, and just 32,000 people in a live soccer stadium. This energy was just amazing.
Wow.
And so Alex went out there, scored another knockdown, but he had told me that it was great hand wraps, and they requested me, and
Awesome.
so that in itself is a compliment. And also, I also had to work with materials that I wasn't really familiar with. Whole nother country, whole nother materials. Things change slightly, wherever you travel at. So that was pretty cool. So I'll probably be working with Alex much more
That's
in
cool.
the future.
I got a chance to see Alex fight in 2013 in Sao Paulo for the World Waco Kickboxing Championships. And, he was bad to the bone then. I think he made it to the finals. He ended up getting a silver that year. I don't know if he won it or not, but I think he got a silver that year. If I remember correctly, he fought just really tough Russian dude. I don't remember what the guy's name was, but it was an amazing fight. I remember that. It was a really good fight. And then when I saw Alex on Glory, I was like, holy cow. That was the guy that was at the tournament, a couple of years ago. It was just really cool to watch these guys go from the amateur into the pros. And
he can generate so much power in a short amount of distance. And another thing about Alex, too, is what people don't realize is the man's hands. I have decent-sized hands. His hands are literally an inch and a half fingers, and he's got sausage fingers. And the even scarier thing is I met his dad when we were in Amsterdam. His dad's hands are even bigger than his. It's just crazy. So he's like a big old hand down there, and I'm like, how am I supposed to wrap this? Do I have enough material? Yeah, so, but very cool guy.
Right
very
on.
Cool guy.
Do you have any
Humble
big fights coming up? You need cornering?
What really sucks is with this Corona thing, which I don't even really want to talk about. We had everything cancel on us. We had Helen's fight going on in BKBC, canceled. We had the Waco North Americans, canceled. We had Glory in Miami May 30th, canceled. Had a couple different events going on there, so I've just been sitting here stagnant,
Wow.
So kind of stinks, but I'm ready to get back to work. Definitely ready to get back to work. So I think the next thing, Gloria is talking about Miami again in July, and then I'm sure there'll be quite an influx of fights after that. Everybody will be on top of each other, so there'll be plenty of work.
Yeah, that should be a good show, too.
Yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to that. So, definitely.
Well, is there anything that you want to say to the audience out there that maybe has been on your heart, been on your mind, things that you see in the fight game that could be better, could be worse, whatever?
Nah, man, you know what? Support your fighters. They bust their ass. They really do, and they're underappreciated. Everybody doesn't see what they do. Everybody's quick to criticize them, but until you're out there getting punched in the face and kicked in the leg and, choked and beaten on, you don't know what the hell they're going through. Sponsor a fighter for your business. Try to help these guys out. Help them all out, man. They're there for your entertainment and, your modern-day gladiators, so...
Right on.
That's really all I got to say. You support the fighters, the game grows, our sport grows.
It really is. Was it feast or famine?
Yeah.
Yeah, for a lot of the fighters, it's it's the starving artist, if you will. The guys are working hard to get where they're at the top of the the pyramid as far as where they are in the fight game and actually supporting themselves and their family. But it is a long road, you know.
It is.
We have some really talented fighters down here in Georgia, and you know them about to go pro. I've watched them for some of them for more than a decade, just grind away, trying to get better, you know, at their craft, and it's expensive too. We got to travel. We have to pay for our own stuff.
It is.
You know?
It'd be, you know, like we're looming on getting into the Olympics here and stuff. It'd be nice to kind of get a corporate sponsor and really help these athletes get elevated to the level that, you know, they want to get to. And it'd be nice to see not financial struggle. You know, we'd like to see an actual fighter without the stress and BS of having to make a living on top of that. Just go train like the other Olympic athletes do. You know, I don't think there's another more pure sport than fighting. I really don't. You know, I don't look at the barbarism of it or anything. I look at the chess match.
Yeah.
And, you know, it'd be nice to be able to see some guys really put it out there. Because
Cool.
I'm sure there's guys out there that just aren't in a position to get to their potential
Right.
because of that, so financially.
Awesome. All right, guys. Join us next time. This is the Double Jab Podcast, and we'll see you soon.